Sean Strickland has been suspended by the Nevada Commission for rushing the cage and attacking a fighter during an MMA event. The suspension is expected to be extended, and he's unable to fight in the UFC until it's lifted, per MMA Fighting. It's worth noting that in the UFC, if a fighter is suspended by a specific state athletic commission, like Nevada, they are only ineligible to compete in that particular state. That doesn't automatically stop them from fighting in other states or countries. For example, Michael Bisping was medically suspended by the New York Commission after his loss to GSP, yet fought just 3 weeks later in China. The Strickland incident happened while Strickland was cornering one of his teammates at an event in Las Vegas. Undefeated prospect Luis Hernandez had just scored a standing guillotine choke submission to finish Miles Hunsinger in the second round. Immediately after the win, Hernandez began taunting Hunsinger's cornerman, which included Strickland and fellow UFC fighter Chris Curtis. That's when chaos erupted. Strickland and Curtis stormed into the cage, and Strickland threw multiple punches, one of which appeared to land clean on Hernandez. Security jumped in quickly and managed to separate everyone before it escalated further. Afterward, Hernandez showed class by telling MMA Fighting he didn't want Strickland to face any consequences. He said he didn't take it personally, and even refused to press charges when asked. TJ Dillashaw just dropped a major update on Khamzat Chimaev's training, and it's flipping the narrative completely. According to TJ, Khamzat has been putting in insane work with Coach Sam at their gym in Los Angeles, and if that name sounds familiar, it should. Just a few days ago, Daniel Cormier also highlighted that Khamzat is training under Coach Sam, calling it the best case scenario for someone like Khamzat. Now TJ is doubling down, saying straight up Coach Sam doesn't let his fighters step in the cage with a bad gas tank or sloppy preparation. TJ emphasized that this isn't just about sharpening skills. Coach Sam will make sure Khamzat makes weight and shows up in peak condition for his middleweight title fight at UFC 319 against Dricus Du Plessis this August. These updates couldn't have come at a better time. Rumors were swirling that Khamzat was compromised, possibly dealing with health issues or even on the verge of pulling out. But now everything's flipped. The MMA world is starting to feel confident again in Borza's return.
I'd say the reason why Chimaev won't win is because of his cardio. I said that before, right? And then I met him and I introduced him. So this guy's Sam Calavita that I'm talking about. He owns Training Lab. He's the one that gave me my bro science PhD and everything I'm talking about now. And I did it in his garage. So I learned everything you could possibly learn about peak performance and how to get your body there. Well, I introduced Arman to Sam Calavita, which has been working with him, and you've seen the way he's been looking lately. But now I've also introduced Chimaev to him. So Sam Calavita's got like some killers in his garage. He does all of his strength conditioning in his garage, which is amazing. It's like Rocky style training. So Chimaev's doing it right now. I highly suspect he's gonna have an amazing, get a gas tank for this next fight, and I think he's gonna get the win because of it. Not only does Sam train you the right way to be this freak of cardio, but he also is going to help him make weight very easy.
Arman Tsarukyan just had a serious moment behind the scenes in Khamzat Chimaev's camp. It all went down at Jackson Gym, one of the 2 locations Khamzat has been training at ahead of his UFC 319 title fight with DDP. This gym is tied to co-host Bear DeGidio and Rampage Jackson, and while Khamzat's been splitting time between there and Coach Sam's gym, tensions clearly spilled over at Jackson. Arman, who's been helping Khamzat prepare for the biggest fight of his life, confronted Bear DeGidio over what he saw as reckless behavior. According to Arman himself, Bear, who's known for being a bit over the top and slightly annoying to everyone, decided to mess around by leaving a closet door open at the gym. Problem is, that closet happened to be where Arman was keeping his luxury watch collection, which he claims is worth around $1 million. When Arman found out, he didn't take it lightly. He charged at Bear before stopping short and directly confronting him over the careless stunt.
Bro, why you open? Why you leave open the door?
Which door?
In the closet.
Oh, no. When?
Today, $1 million watch there is.
I didn't know.
Bro, $1 million watch.
I opened up his closet doors this morning while he was sleeping. Messed with all his watches. Left the door wide open and ran out the house.
Oh, no.
He's living at my house for the next 8 weeks.
Even though things didn't get physical, the people in the gym said things got tense. Arman Tsarukyan is actually a legit millionaire thanks to his father, a wealthy construction magnate back in Armenia. Bottom line is, Arman's in full focus mode helping Khamzat, and the last thing he wants is some clout-chasing influencer putting his personal stuff at risk, especially when you're rocking 7-figure wristwear to a gym filled with cameras and egos. Paulo Costa just took a surprising shot at Ilia Topuria ahead of his UFC 318 matchup with Roman Kopylov. It all started when a fan posted an image meant to represent the evolution of MMA legends, featuring Shogun Rua, then Chuck Liddell, followed by George St. Pierre, Conor McGregor, and finally Ilia Topuria. But Costa wasn't having it. He dropped a comment under the post saying, "Sorry, but the last one is a downgrade." And that raised some eyebrows, because even though El Matador is known for trash-talking literally everyone in the UFC, he's actually never said anything negative about Paulo Costa. The only time he's even brought up Costa was when mentioning the infamous Adesanya humping celebration, something that's been talked about endlessly. Yes, the one that Costa disapproves 100%.
I disapprove 100%.
So this shot from Paulo came a bit out of nowhere. Maybe it's personal, maybe he's just stirring the pot ahead of his own return. The Eraser says he's coming back as the best version of himself, promising to destroy Kopylov and then call out Khamzat Chimaev right after. Let's see if he delivers. Here's what Paulo had to say.
I spent 1 year since that fight against Strickland, change for this version that I mentioned, that you mentioned, the old Paulo Costa, chasing and not letting the pace of my opponents be more aggressive, chasing, cut angles, be the offensive, more offensive than just counter. I'm gonna do that. I just see he's as an opponent as everyone else before, and he's the guy that I need to beat. I'm focused on him. Doesn't matter who he is or what he did before, what legacy he has or not. I'm more concerned about myself, With a big victory, this is gonna jump me up back to the confrontation with the biggest names in the category. So I don't care too much for him. Looking for finish this fight.
Tonight, the stage is set for one of the most emotional showdowns in UFC history. Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway at UFC 318. Can Poirier ride off into the sunset with one final legendary win? Or will Max Holloway crash the party and snap his way back into the win column in brutal fashion? Let us know in the comments who you got tonight, Poirier or Holloway. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.